Hi, welcome back to the 13th Battle Society of Peace. Today, we're going to talk about the sport. It's our first battle and our first pillar. We can say that as well. And this pillar is about health creative sport. The health creative sport is the sport where it started 5,000 years before, where the sport was just for health related, not competitions. The competition part came after the Romanian time. So, and people start competing in sport and such somehow. But nowadays, I'm just trying to explain to you the difference between sport for competitors and sport for real health issue benefits. So in our society now, we're going back and trying to emphasize every single thing that we had in history until now, and we find out that the old generation, they even as far as we can go, we realize these people were really intelligent and smart people, and with all the research that we have done on this, we realize sport is really it's part this part of sport is really the most important part for our health. Stay away from all the disease and sickness, and stay and mind as well with a beautiful spirit. I'm gonna talk about all different kind of sport and the body, different body release certain hormones. So we realize some people like a different kind of sport, and especially when it comes to yoga, you hear a lot of people, oh, yoga, no, I cannot do that. They wanted something more aggressive, like Zumba or other type of sport. While we see other people love nature, and they love to go outside and do their exercise in nature. So they like running, walking, hiking, climbing, swimming, and all kind of exercising in nature. So we see all these activities can connect us back into the nature. While we see other people love to be more into the gym and lifting and exercising in the gym and doing their cardiac and kickboxing and all this kind of thing at the gym. And none of them are, I can say, right or wrong, because this is what I was saying earlier. Every special type of bodies, and this is in studies, sorry, this studies in Ayurvedic medicine. The Ayurveda, talked about the energy flow in the body and combined them with the dosha. They talked about them in dosha. Dosha, when the body is more heated than, and then, or, they divide it in dosha, they have pitta, kapha, and vata. If I need to explain it in English, it's some kind of, like we say, fire, water, and air. There are five actually in details. I'm not gonna go in details about them now because this is not our own concern today. But I'm gonna talk about kapha. Let's say kapha is fire. So when people with the kapha, they like more to do some exercise. Doesn't need to give them a lot of more than fire. So these people love to have yoga in their sessions. They love to have something, breathing sessions and stuff like that, because their hormones tell them to do such a thing. So, and other while other people like Vata, they're really hyper kind of. They like to exercise and do some more heavy duty work. And then when it comes to kapha, Vata, what do you call the last one? Pitta. The pitta is dosha is challenging. So people like this. People love the challenge, and they love to compete with other people. And then you see most athletic people, they're pitta type. Okay, so they like climbing and other kind of a game as well. To go in more details about how many different activities that we can do with not competing with each other. just do it for the fun of it and to release that hormones that stays inside and create all this anxiety for us and the depression and the chronic disease as well. So we really need to exercise. And if we look for some kind of sport, most likely most of the people think like, oh, I don't have time for this or I don't have time for that, but you wouldn't imagine how many kinds we have in sport that we can really enjoy and benefits from. I'm going to start with as we were talking, running, hiking, jogging, jumping. We used to do jump rope and then with the string as well. There were so many different games in all days where we didn't have all this technology that days. Snorkeling, gymnastic, ballet, tai chi. When it comes to ice skating, I remember them because I wrote them in here in the paper. So all kind of exercising that we can see, and especially nowadays we're trying to combine all the studies from the old generation, as we were talking about that, with the new studies, and we realized that there's so many kind of yoga a day these days, and it comes at least with like 6-7 different classes, and every single studios promoting different class of yoga. And as a specialist, I do see people creating different classes as well. We even had Western yoga and the ARE. It's a foundation state for Edgar Casey, where we used to go there and just practice Western yoga. And then I learned from them as well the Korean yoga, way so more different type of yogas as well. When it comes to that, they're all very similar. They're very, very much similar. I mean, you can not tell the difference, but and the pose is very much the same. But we do work more on different age level. So the yoga for children is different than the yoga for teenagers, and the yoga for senior citizens. Western yoga was created for more the people who doesn't like to do much sport, but they need to keep their joint flexible and their spine as well, and perfect attachment and flexibility. Why we talk about the spine and yoga most likely, and stretching and flexibility for the joint. The most important system in the body, if we need to talk health, it's the nervous system. When we talk about nervous system, we always think about our thought and emotion and the body, mind, and spirit. So the nervous system is what it's our reaction basically comes from there. So if the nervous system can be connected to our organs through the opening of the foramen and the spinal cord, so it's attached to every single organs in our body, keeping that alignment, that posture, and that vertebrae flexible can create very good health for us. And then we can send the message to the organ freely and to the body as well. So basically, as simple as staying straight or sitting straight can really bring a lot of good hormones to our body. And I don't want to go in details into that because I don't want to take too much of your time, but I will definitely answer all your questions related to that. But I wanted to talk more about all kind of yoga. And nowadays we see aerial yoga, or they call it flying yoga. They use the sheets or to do certain stretches. Each part of that, if it's aerial yoga or other yogas, most likely what we're doing there is breathing at the same time, stretching and holding the breath and releasing the breath again. This sequence, if we use it in all kind of exercise, doesn't matter if it's yoga or not, we're gonna have the body stability way better. Why I'm saying that? Because all the research that I have done um, explain this freely and clearly, that the hormones in our body release and during the stretching and during the breathing, and then when we increase the oxygen into the brain, our brain cells functioning way better than what you can imagine. So breathing is different than just a regular breathing that we usually breathe without thinking. We all know that. But if you wouldn't imagine that we breathe over 26,000 times per day. So this is a big number. And but when we start practicing yoga, we realize that we breathe wrong. And so I breathe through my lungs into my abdomen. So every time I think about breathing, I think that when I take the breath, I inflate my belly, and then when I release the breath, I release the air on my belly. So without moving my shoulders, and I practice it so many times until it becomes perfect. So whenever I need to walk or climb or do anything, if I breathe like that, I wouldn't be tired all the time, and I will always be relaxed, and my hormones will be in perfect balance. So trying this with all kind of practice, it's perfect. And doing any kind of exercise you think that it fits you or you like it more, it's way more benefits than doing anything else. So look around, see, we're gonna show you some videos. You're gonna see a lot of different games that I didn't even mention. It's skating, ice skating, rollerblading. I mean, you'll see a lot of kids jumping and doing the all different kind of game for the kids as well too these days. So we need to play with our children and exercise and move around and get them used to exercise as well, so they can be in a perfect health. From other point of view, what else that I wanted to tell you? Um, yeah, seeing that. Yeah, the hormones and the chakras and the yoga. By exercising, we do release hormones. You all know that, and the hormones are the fuel of the body. So you hear chakra all the time, and the chakra are the wheels of the body, and the wheels of the body are the glands. The glands are connected to the nervous system. And here we go again. We talk about the nervous system. The nervous system with the glands connected to each other. And every time we do certain posture or certain exercise, we activate these glands and we release that hormone into the body, and we make that body in a perfect balance. So I just want to tell you to breathe and exercise and relax and have body, mind, and spirit in perfect balance in the body for the best out of it for yourself and everybody around you in the house. So see you later when we get to talk more about this today at 4 o'clock in Lebanese time. You can check your time and all over the world and see when we can talk and answer all your questions.